Now to Boulder, where prosecutors in the King Soopers shooting trial really began drilling into the suspect's mental state in court today.
And that includes hearing from the person who evaluated the shooter's sanity multiple times.
Danielle Kreuter has been listening in all day. And Danielle, this is really the crux of the trial.
Yeah, and the doctor agreed with the diagnosis of schizophrenia that was suggested initially by the defense, but also said during the evaluation he saw no evidence that supports an insanity claim. The prosecution appears to be honing in on the center of their argument, claiming the shooter planned out the attack and knew what he was doing was wrong. We also heard briefly from an investigator who walked through a timeline of purchases the shooter made in the many months leading up to the actual shooting in March. Records reportedly show he was using internet search phrases like, "What is the most deadly type of bullet?" and buying ammunition as early as January of that year. We heard from another investigator who was tasked with taking photos and collecting evidence off of the suspect's body the next day while he was at the hospital.
Did the defendant start to speak to people who were not in the room?
No, he did not.
Did he start yelling at any point?
No.
Did you see him fixating on innocuous objects at all?
No, he was focused on what we were doing.
At any point, did he start to talk to himself?
No.
At any point, the defendant ask you or the other members of law enforcement who were present who you were and why you were there?
No.
The forensic pathologist who evaluated the shooter over the course of 4 different interviews and a series of testing was also called to the stand. Clips of those recorded interviews were played in court. And listen to what the psychologist said in response to questions of if the suspect knew right from wrong and could even form intent.
He made comments, as we've seen on some of these video clips, that he knew it was wrong. He knew it was a violation of the law, which is him accumulating firearms, potentially surveilling the site before the event took place. There is some indication that perhaps he was concealing the firearms from his family members, all of which would suggest that he, in fact, did have the ability to form the culpable mental state of intent.
Now, defense attorneys are challenging the accuracy of the information gathered by doctors in those interviews, pointing out those interviews were done about 3 years after the shooting and after the suspect had already been treated and medicated for his mental illness for years as well. The suspect's attorney pointed out the issue at hand is if the suspect was sane at the time of the crime, not necessarily at the time of the evaluation years later. The second week of the trial will start on Monday, and defense attorneys say we'll be hearing from the suspect's family then. We'll keep you updated. Back to you.
I'm sure the defense will have their own witnesses as well on mental health. Thank you, Danielle.
Well, Denver 7 has you covered with online updates of the King Soopers shooting trial. Just look for the latest testimony up right now on denver7.com.